can't take it anymore. Where was I? Hey guys, Eddie the Grouch, and welcome back to my mess. One of my previous videos, I did a boner. I dropped my one and only DTI onto the floor, and the point went to pieces and parts unknown. I never did locate it. However, I was able to get it out of the pivot. Unfortunately, it's one of the prices you pay for having indicator bases with wimpy ass magnets. Anyway, this is my first and only DTI I've had in the shop, and I've beaten the hell out of it. I've had it apart several times, polished the glass, straightened out the ring. I mean, it's been through hell. And I really only use it for trends, for checking travels to see if things are squared up and that. I never really use it for actual measuring. And unfortunately, now that this is broke off, I can't. This is, I couldn't even tell you what brand it is. Just got these weird China numbers on it. Because, you see, to get an accurate measurement out of one of these buggers, unlike a dial indicator, which is one of these doohickeys, that takes its measurement from a straight linear motion, this takes its measurement from this pivot here. And the point rocks in that pivot and translates to a dial movement. So to get an accurate measurement, you have to have an exact length on your point and an exact ball width to keep the measurement linear, depending on where the ball is contacting the work. This is a longer one I'd made a long time ago to reach into a tight area, and while it does work, it has the bad habit of giving you a bad reading. Of course, it's not going to be anywhere accurate, but even for just checking for movement trends, how can I explain this? Okay, you got the pivot here, right? And you've got your point. And everything on this side of the pivot is magical measurement stuff, and we're not going to get into that. But from here out, it's just a basic lever. So when you extend your lever, you extend the mechanical advantage, and the farther this lever is extended, it takes that much more movement to get a reading on this side. So the longer this is, the less this is going to move, so you're going to lose a lot of resolution. So I need to have a short arm again to do some centering on my my rotary table. And I imagine I could probably use this, but this is only a half thousandths indicator. So had I had a tenth of a thousandth indicator, then I can get away with a long arm and still have some decent resolution. But unfortunately I do not, so I need to make another point. So this one I had made out of a piece of tungsten welding rod, or a piece of welding tungsten, and I had single pointed this thread and holder here, and this was silver soldered together. Tonight I really want to get on with my projects, so I just want to hurry up and crank another one out. It's not going to be accurate, and without knowing those measurements that I did not take before, and probably not being able to make one that's exact anyway, so these measurements are not going to be accurate, but it is going to give me my resolution back to check for trends and travel. Now, tungsten welding rod is cool because it's straight, it's round, and it's pretty darn stiff. So it make a decent rod for what you're using it for. This rod's not going to bend before this needle starts moving, so it's sturdy enough. And you can thread it. So don't confuse the tungsten welding rod with tungsten carbide. This can be sanded, and it can be threaded, unfortunately. In order to get the shorter rod I need, I have no way of holding this. See, what I need to do is ball the end, and you can do that. I do that without even trying on my welder, so I consider it a superpower. But once I get a ball on the end, now I have to go, a certain amount, and then start threading. Well, if I ball it first, then I can't hold it inside of the collet unless I shove it really deep, because the meat of the collet is so long that by the time the ball is on the other side of the holding material, it'd be too long for my point. So I'm probably going to have to do the same thing as I did last time. I'm just going to chuck up a piece of mild steel, something small diameter, single point it again, drill it out, and I'm just going to epoxy another balled up piece of welding tungsten inside. So it'll be this thing just a little bit shorter. It really would have been nice just to thread this and be done with it. And I really try to talk myself into it, but we'll say I have the ball on there and then I need room to thread, so I'm looking at a point that long, and I really need 2/3 of that to get my resolution back. And this is just a cutoff from those hangers you put on pegboards. I'm not exactly sure what size that is. Oh, it's close to 5/32, a little bit less. And I'm going to turn that down and thread it. Now, before I lost the little piece of thread that I actually got out of the darn thing, I did get somewhat of a measurement, and it's about 2 millimeters, but I don't have thread gauges that go that small. So I pretty much guessed at it, and it seems like a popular thread for 2 millimeters is .4 millimeter pitch. So that's what I'm going to be threading my piece to. And I believe that is what I used for this. But I won't know until I go ahead and thread another one just to find out. So anyway, this is my small little project for today. Alright, so grab a collet that fits that stuff and a nut. This is a threading tool I'll be using, just a regular old 60-degree sharpened to a point. And I'll probably turn it down with my little aluminum insert, since it's nice and sharp and shouldn't put a whole lot of pressure against the that wimpy ass metal that I'm going to be turning down. And let's get that in there. Not even straight, but we don't care. Just need something that's workable. And I really got to cinch down on this collar to get it snug, because it's right at the edge of the grip range. But that's why I love these ER collets. They'll snug down on just about anything. Yeah, that should be good enough. So I want to do a quick check, see where I'm at. I want a 2 millimeter OD for this this little screw, and we're at 3443. And survey says 2.01. I can handle that. And put in the old threading tool. I'm going to touch off on the larger diameter, just because it might be a little bit easier to see. And then dial that in. I already forgot what that number was. .343. Okay, there's my scratch, so I'll call that 340. And we're going to call that about 0. And we're going to come back here, and as our starting point, we'll start at 6 millimeters out, just for a nice round number. Okay, I'm probably going to be threading at 300 RPM, 0.4 millimeter, with a minor diameter of 1.5 millimeters. Let's dial up 300 RPM. Hopefully this won't overload the machine. You know, there's shit like that really pisses me off. What's that? Measure once, cut twice. Let go. Jeez. I did not zero out the computer, because I'm an idiot. Of course, that comes no surprise to anyone. Oh hell, that looks straight enough for what I'm doing. You still on 0? Damn it, now I got touch off again. Son of a bitch. Fucking glasses, I can't see with them, I can't see without them, and I keep banging my head into you guys. Alright. Well, the fat guy in front, please move to the back and get out of the way. Sons of bitches. Touch off again. Damn it. Okay. 340. No. Yes, 340. And come back to 6. Okay, screw stupidity. Take 2. That looks like it's gone far enough. And see if I can find a way to hold that. Okay, let's see if my chuck will go down to 1/16. I might have to put it in the big old press to squish that down. So there's the post. There's the doohickey. I guess about that long will give me a nice compromise. So I'll go 10 mil on the point. Ow! Well, that's kind of sharp. Ran my finger right along the edge of that as it broke, and it took out a big chunk of my finger. Hope it was worth it. Okay, I'm just a hair over, oh, maybe 11 millimeters. God damn it. I'm gonna go fix the hole in my finger. But, you know, I don't even care anymore. That's how long it's gonna be. Oh hell, that's such a nice fit. Hell with the epoxy. Well, I'm not gonna use brake cleaner on my newly wounded finger, so I'm gonna squirt this off, and a dab of super glue ought to do it for me. You little son of a bitch. Come here, you little bastard. Hush, cat. Okay. Might not be pretty, but it took something I would have had to throw in the trash to something I can use again. Now granted, I know you can buy these damn things, but I'd be paying $10, probably plus shipping, to have something I don't even know is going to work right, because like I said, I didn't know. I don't have a brand, I don't have a length or a dimension, so at least now I'm back to being able to check travel. Alright, that's it for this one. Bye now.